What up, everybody? It's me, and in the dark. So I promise you, I'm not hiding from the police. I promise you, I'm not a witness protection. I promise you, it's not. But this is the world premiere of Second Give. Now, here's what Second Give is, and if ain't nobody watching, they just not watching. But I'm gonna do this show whether you want it to be done or not. We're gonna keep it up. We're gonna keep pushing. Everything starts off differently. So here's what Second Give is. If y'all want to know what Second Give is, it is my edition of First Take. If y'all watch First Take is a highly popular sports show. I love sports. I'm a big sports guy. Matter of fact, I love sports so much, I'm currently at a baseball game. I am currently at a baseball stadium in my car. I'm in my car at a baseball stadium, so it's dark in the back. That's how much I love sports. But we love sports, and I always watch these prognosticators. You got pro football players, all kinds of journalists, all kinds of stuff like that continuously do sports. So me, I said, let's give an opportunity for just regular guys to come out and talk about sports. And so that's what I'm giving y'all today. This show is regular guys, an occasional girl, and sometimes a lesbian coming in to talk about sports. To come in and talk about sports from a regular guy, occasional woman, and sometimes lesbian perspective. And so that's what we do. Now, I'm not doing this alone, even though I feel like I could go ahead and do all that stuff by myself. I am actually going to have some amazing co-hosts with me. And these guys are great. These guys are great. These guys are great guys, but they're regular guys, super regular guys, but they're people that I know. And when I say super regular, like not just their fiber content, but just they are down to earth guys. Some they have different athletic abilities. They've all played sports. So they do different things. So here's what we're going to do: ask a transgender too. Okay, we might do that. That'll fill all of our things. Well, let me bring in my first co-host. This guy's been a friend of mine for many, many years. He's been a friend of mine since I was 10. Please put your hands together for one of the top husbands in America, Mr. Alonzo McConney. What's going on, Zoe? Yep, that's great. He wasn't here for rehearsal. Uh-huh. Great points, Zoe. You're already in pregame. All right, you are in mid-season form, so we're going to take Zoe out of here. Let me go back and try my second co-host. This is super live television. I don't know what's going to happen. Man, this guy is a funeral singer extraordinaire and one of America's greatest bowlers. Please put your hands together for Slater Joel. What's going on, Slater?
Hey, boy, you know how to introduce somebody. Do you hear me?
I'm bringing them up, bro. I know how to bring them up.
Boy.
So I got you, man. My man Slater Joel is in the building. And voted sexiest man in Portsmouth 3 years in a row. Please put your hands together for the one, the only, Mr. Jason Wells. What's going on, Jay?
Yo, intro.
I just love how tight that shirt is, man. I love the boldness of you to be able to wear a shirt that tight. Me and Slater up here.
Oh, no.
It's gonna be if me and Slater put on shirts like that, it's gonna be titties everywhere.
Absolutely. I'm gonna be looking like the Rasputin version of Ezekiel Elliott.
Listen, Ezekiel Elliott is the Rasputin version of Ezekiel Elliott. But let's see one more time. We can get our fourth co-host there here, man. Zoe, are you with me?
Zoe still buffering like I was. Hey, honestly, I don't know if Zoe got the same stuff I got. In his defense, Cox just did something crazy out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's
what had my Wi-Fi tripping. I just rebooted everything, and I seem to be good now. So y'all don't take it out too bad on.
Hey man,
the first thing we're not gonna do about this show. Rule number one: there will be no discussion about Cox. All right, so move.
Wait a minute. You didn't say what kind of transgender we were gonna have, and you kept telling me we can't talk about. Anyway, go ahead.
Unless we talk about South Carolina, there'll be no talk about Cox. All right, so let's get it started, man, because we don't want to keep people here all night, man. First topic for the day, our very first topic on our very first show is, it's very simple. We feel like the United States is the head of all basketball. Noah Lyles, a decorated track athlete, just recently got in trouble for saying, after he won the world championships, saying that the NBA should not be considered the world champions because they only won the NBA. Track and field, you win the NBA, you win all of the world. Now, right now, we have the FIBA tournament, which is the Federation of International Basketball Association, I think. But close enough. And they're playing basketball. They have a world tournament. The USA has a team. They just lost to Lithuania. I'm gonna bring Zoe in here because that's my basketball guy. You hear, Zoe?
Basketball guy. I don't know.
They got a basketball guy and a dedicated husband. So you know basketball better than I do. Can the United States, is the United States still the most dominant country when it comes to basketball?
No.
Boy, I wanted you to say it for me the right way. I want you to throw a HELL in front of that no.
Hell no.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And tell me why, Zoe, you have United States is not the most dominant.
Well, you heard Luka Doncic say one time that it's easier to score in the NBA. These guys don't play defense. They don't rotate. The concepts aren't as complicated. And coming from a guy that's played basketball since he was 14 years old on professional level, you got to respect that. So I'm going to take his word for it. And as you can see, if you watch some of these FIBA games, it's not as smooth as you might think it should be. So, yeah, I'm not saying it's not a given that they're the most dominant in the world. No, I'm not going to say that at all.
Now, Alonzo, Slater, if we put the best players, because you notice we have no LeBron James playing. Some people say we got no Kobe Bryant playing. My bad. It was too soon for the Kobe comment. We got no LeBron playing.
I was trying to not go there with you.
We got no Devin Booker, no Kevin Durant. The team is supposedly going to look a lot different in when they play in the Olympics. So, Slater, when we got our best players playing, are we the most dominant?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's my biggest issue with the NBA right now, because back in the day, your Magics did play overseas. Your Michael Jordans did play overseas. Your Kobe's did play overseas. Dwayne Wade, all of the people who were in their prime played overseas. And
historically, they didn't know. If you remember, we used to send our college guys over.
Right. It was not until we lost.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But then after the Dream Team, you can't go backwards.
You can't.
You can't go backwards after you send a Dream Team over there.
Once you dip your toe in the water, you can't do it.
And what's crazier to me is this: contracts are bigger than they ever been in all sports, but basketball definitely. Contracts are huge. We're gonna keep paying these guys all this money, and they get to sit down. They don't get to participate in All-Star Weekend or nothing no more.
Bro, so now we already got our first feminist comment. So only men can talk sports. If you tuned in from the beginning of the show, we said we will have an occasional woman, sometime a lesbian. So make sure.
Sometimes a lesbian.
So we'll let all kinds of women in.
I think all of us are lesbians up here tonight because I love women. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I'm a lesbian.
But anyway, keep it going.
I want to be a lesbian. So Jason, really quick, man, on this last topic, FIBA is gonna prove who the best best country is in the world. Who plays with the balls better? That's what the question is. Will it be the United States?
Well, I think it's a loaded question because the countries that are actually participating, right, they're practicing all year long together. So the biggest thing that they have with us is continuity. So if you take that continuity and then you stick a Luka or you stick, Giannis on their team, it only makes them better. So I got a chance to watch a little bit of the game they lost. And the athleticism is negated by the camaraderie and the chemistry. It's almost like, excuse my expression, but it's almost like the 5 white boys that show up at the basketball court and run us off because we dunked and getting steals and they just playing fundamental basketball.
They setting picks. They doing all that kind of stuff.
And you look up, you getting your dunks and you looking good, but you down by 20. So I think that's a big
better
thing.
Better teams can beat a better group of athletes is what we're saying.
Absolutely. 100%.
There we go.
100%.
All day long.
I also want to interject the names that my man just threw out there. Some of our best players right now ain't from America.
Oh, absolutely.
Luka, if we look at it right now, what's my guy from the 76ers? He's a free agent right now. They trying to figure out what country he's going to play for.
But yeah,
who's the center for the 76ers? Joel Embiid. He's got French citizenship and he's got United States citizenship. He can play for either country. So he's already cheating on us. So I say in the beginning of the year, we go ahead and take his ankles out. All right.
But think about this, like, if we are expanding like our global band, right? Everybody want to get their brand. Like James Harden was just over in China and so we're encouraging global basketball, right? So we're sending our best to captivate their attention. So now, you know, they don't have a football over there. It's either soccer or nothing. So now basketball has been integrated as the second most popular sport overseas. So
Well,
there's a better
soccer's a big thing, though, man.
right.
Listen,
Right. Oh yeah, it's
Bro,
huge.
soccer's
It's
huge.
it's the number one game in the country. I love soccer. It's the original football. Pele. I love soccer. Is so great that Messi, who is clearly at the end of his rope, comes over here to America and is clearly the best soccer player in America.
But is
Like,
it? Do people care about soccer in America as much as we
they're
think they
growing.
do?
It is growing. If you actually look at youth sports, soccer is now taking over football, baseball, all of people playing soccer because you can get the kid playing at 3. So if your kid's running around the house just running into stuff, take little Bam Bam out there, let them play soccer
Let
and
them
run
run
that.
around inside and go to sleep.
There you go. Now, speaking of parents getting their kids to play, here's the big question from the weekend. What can Prime do for you? And I'm not talking about Optimus.
Woo!
I'm not talking about Amazon. I'm talking about the one and only no toes
Woo!
Deion Sanders. Now,
How many toes does he have?
he has
I
no
think he got
toes.
2 cut off, so he down to 8 now. He 8 toes down. He
Yeah.
not 10 toes down no more. He 8 toes down.
That man said those toes were so black. He said just cut them off. They ain't doing
Cut 'em
nothing. He
off.
had two raisins down there. So when you get the raisin toe, you got to really do it.
Man, they're
Now,
taking high step into another level. Jeez.
Yes, sir.
man.
My goodness.
So here's my question. I have not been a proponent of the prime time to Colorado move. And here's why. Let me say this and let me be clear. I believe the man can get his money. I believe the person behind all of this is not Deion Sanders at all. It's Deion Sanders' wife. I believe she's the one who told him to go do all this. I believe she told him, you go coach that boy as far as you can coach him. He coached him in high school and now coach him in college. If he goes pro, Deion might go and coach that team too. I think
Absolutely.
that wife told he didn't need the money. He didn't need the notoriety. That man was already now $28 million. $28 million.
I'm
Ain't
about
nobody
to
turning
say,
that
you
down.
wildin', dog. Ain't no such
28
thing
million
as
is 28
too much
million.
money.
But I think that. Now he got over there and he's now at Colorado. Deion Sanders has been in his entire career about Deion Sanders. From the moment
He
you meet
has.
Deion Sanders, please don't give me that he found God and Deion Sanders cares about other people. Deion Sanders cares
Cares
about
about
Deion Sanders.
the brand.
Point blank, period. The brand of Deion Sanders.
Now
Deion Sanders is an enigma. Now, the problem I have is when people say, well, Deion went to Jackson State for them kids. He didn't care about them kids, and nobody cares about Jackson State without him there. Do any of you three know Jackson State's record without Deion Sanders this year?
Absolutely.
They won. They got blown out.
And
What's the record?
They did. I paid attention. They 0-1.
They got blown out.
They
They
East
are
Why?
not.
Miami
They
Why?
are
winners.
1-1. They won their first game and got
Oh.
beat by FAMU.
Why do I care about Jackson State?
Why? Jackson State doesn't care about
Why do
Jackson
you
State.
keep trying to make me watch Jackson State football?
Because
I-
Well, here's what's worse. I'm trying
Nobody
not to cut
wants
this
to
man
watch
off.
that.
I'm trying to be respectful of this man on his show, but you know,
You don't have to. We are real guys talking real sports.
You
If we was
started
in the
saying
bar,
some
we have
real
to be
cuss words
respectful.
a few seconds ago, bro. You was cussing for real. Like, first of all, here's my issue with everything you just said. I have
Give
no
it to me.
problem. I have no problem with a man being all about himself when even him being all about himself still makes everybody else around him great. Hello, Michael Jordan. Was he all about his team? No. Stop. I hate when people play that whole situation. He was not about his team. He was about winning. He was about himself.
All right, well, let me give you this. Well, let me shoot down your argument.
Let's go.
What did Deion win?
Deion got a Super Bowl. Come on, bro. Don't play
No.
that.
As a coach, what did Deion win?
Are you, bro? He's turned every situation he's been in.
I did not ask you about him being church and biblical. When it came down to the Celebration Bowl, the mythical Black National Championship, you know what he did? He took the dog, he held it in front of him, and he inserted himself. He screwed the pooch. He lost the championship each year. He hasn't won anything. And we have ingratiated ourselves as though Deion Sanders won it all. He hasn't won anything.
You know what?
You never heard me say that. I say he made every situation better. You can't deny that everything has been better because of this man.
On that note, I'll say this. All winning is not created equal, right? So his win shares, his winning does not necessarily equate to championships, but his winning is equated to exposure, notoriety, tuition being raised, your enrollment being up. The look. When does Jackson State, when he was there, Jackson State never had 100,000 likes on their Instagram page. So
Thank you.
when he took the job at Colorado, they immediately sold out a ticket sale for season holders. So we got to put it in perspective, right? And then the thing that when we scolded him for leaving the HBCU, the first thing he gave credit to after that game was, hey, I want them at HBCUs. These kids just came from HBCU. Y'all can play at this high level. And then the thing that I really love that no other coach in America can say, he was like, to all my hoods, all my mamas in the hood for staying with me. Yo, he probably had about five-star commits right after that. Because the things that he does transcend.
He's a manipulator. That man is the greatest
You're using
preacher.
the wrong word.
He's the greatest manipulator. And listen.
Thank you, Alonzo. He's a great salesman.
And that's what he's supposed to do.
And
salesmen are manipulators.
Right after that game, he went on TV. He got on ESPN, went on TV, and was talking about how if you're a dog, if you're a leader, you come to this school, I'm going to get you where you're trying to go. And he's doing it differently than those other historical schools in the past, big time schools that go the same route to get to the NFL. He's going to do it a different way from a black man's perspective, taking these black kids from lower levels, and he gonna teach them like a father figure. That's what it is.
What is Eddie George? What is Eddie George?
Hey, man, don't get me started on that, Cletus. Please stop.
Eddie George is a black man doing the same thing at Tennessee State. Every HBCU,
but you know what he's doing wrong? You know what he can't do? He doesn't have the juice like Prime does. He's using that juice to elevate not just himself, like Slade said, but other people. There's nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say anything wrong with it. I said I'm not a fan of it. And I'm gonna give you a real word.
Michael Jordan. That's what you
said. I love Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan is the greatest, and Michael Jordan won championships. Deion doesn't. Here's my other thing, and I'll give you this.
He won a championship in the game as a player, but let's not talk about him as a owner.
And that's what I'm saying. That man's evil. He's a bigger villain than anybody.
You know what? Y'all said all wins ain't the same. He sold the team for $3.5 billion.
Hey, and that's the point we're making about Deion. You can't hate on a power move. Bro.
I can hate on whatever I want to hate on. My hate is my hate.
Your hate isn't right.
Let it out. And here's my point. Here's my real life perspective. And I'm gonna give it to you guys real life. Here's something I can give you real life. T.I., Tip Harris, is now doing comedy.
Absolutely.
And he's doing it to sold out arenas. And he is a horrible, no, he's not horrible, but he is not a comedian.
Tell him like it is.
He is famous. He is famous. T.I. is famous
the same,
for
though,
what he did in rap. It's the exact same thing.
It's not, Cletus, because Deion is football. You don't think comedy when you think T.I. You think rap. You think music. So it's not the same. Deion, when you think sports football, you can think Deion Sanders.
Let's really break it down. It's not necessarily always about talent. It's about how you market it. It's about your perspective. It's about your audience. And can you captivate that audience for that small window? And that's what he is. He is a orchestrator. He orchestrates everything. Is calculated. He don't do anything just to do it. There's always a purpose behind it. So he is just like Steve Harvey. Man, Steve Harvey not that funny to me. I mean, who writes a book? Act like a man, think like a woman, or whatever he did. Bro, they sucked that up. But guess what? That information he gave them was information that before I was born.
They were looking for it.
They were looking for it.
I give you that. He's a great manipulator. I've said that about Steve Harvey. I said
he's an orchestrator. They're
okay, man. Stop using that word. You're good.
All right. So now all of y'all have bought a thesaurus, so y'all know better. Let me tell y'all something about prime time. I don't like them. I hope USC beats Colorado by 80.
But you got to understand, they not going to actually. I think they're probably win 5 games this year, right?
I think they're gonna win 5 or 6 games.
But what he came from, what he's done is he's done 2 things, right? First of all, he has took today's rules and he has took it to his advantage. First of all, the transfer portal. The second thing, the NIL deal. It's not regulated through the NCAA. So if that man can offer these kids a better deal.
Well, he got lucky. He got lucky with the transfer portal,
Right,
because he was able to come in and use the rule that says if you got a new coach, people can move. So he did get lucky with that one.
Right.
Yes, Slater.
I just got one question. You said, "What can Dion do for you?" That was
I did
the
not.
question.
I said, what can Prime do?
Prime? What can Prime do for you? Would y'all feel more comfortable? Who would you feel, should I say, the most uncomfortable with? Eddie George having a conversation with the opposing wide receiver after the game, or Prime?
First of all, it was the opposing corner, and second of all, I think all of them.
I'm just saying in general. I
trust Eddie. Here's my thing. I trust Eddie George to tell the truth. I know that Deion Sanders is just gonna tell me what he needs to do to sell me. I know that. Now, do I accept that? Yes. Do I think Nick Saban? Listen, do I think Nick Saban is a liar? Nick Saban is a liar. Nick
Cletus,
Saban.
Is your shirt really white, or are you covered in crack? Like what are you smoking?
I believe that Nick Saban is a liar. I believe Nick Saban is just gonna say whatever he needs to say. I've just got some amazing news through my text messaging. I don't even know what's happening right now.
At the end of the day, this is what happens, right? You go through this recruiting process. They tell you you're the best thing since sliced bread, right? We had this conversation all the time. So this will happen. Hey, I want your son to come to my school. He's the only one to be wanting his position. Yo, there are 30 other kids.
Then when he gets there,
your son ain't even in the top 10 in the board. Yeah. So you already lying and telling me how he the best thing since sliced bread when he can't even crack your top 10. So
no, I believe. Listen, I tell you, I believe all college coaches lie. I believe all college coaches.
College? Well, you just gonna leave it at college?
No, because I don't believe all high school coaches lie. I believe some high school coaches tell the truth. They usually lose, but the ones that tell the truth and are out there for the kids usually lose.
They lose.
So okay. The ones that.
What are the lies? What are the lies that these coaches are telling these athletes? Other than what
hey man, come over here. I'm getting you in college. Come over here. I'm getting you in the D1 school. Hey, come over here. I won't sleep with your mom. There's a lot of lies that these coaches. You're not the starting wide receiver because listen, it's a lot of mamas out there sleeping with coaches to get their kid on the field.
Listen,
so
listen.
Okay.
Let's go back to football.
Outside of sleeping with the moms.
That's a part of football. You could be there on a Friday night. I'm on the sideline. As a matter of fact, I was on the sideline. I ain't even gonna talk about the game, but one of my kids is on the sideline. I'm like, bro, why you not getting playing time? And I looked at the kid that playing his position. And after the game, I kind of consoled him. And then the kid mama walked over there, and I saw the way that she went and talked to the coach. And, I ain't going to.
Once he palmed her cheeks, you knew why that boy was on the field.
No questions asked. I already knew.
Now, to be fair, I don't think Deion is sleeping with anybody's mom. But I will say this. The Colorado Buffaloes, I love what Shedeur Sanders did out there. 500 yards is 500 yards. It was a great game. He played well. But let's not overhype what's going on over there. People are like, well, how come other quarterbacks ain't throw out of 500 yards? Because most starting quarterbacks in college don't have to play the whole game.
And everybody talking about Shedeur. Shiloh did his thing too. Come on, brother. 10 tackles.
But he's a forgotten child.
Wait a minute, Nick.
So stop forgetting him. If you know he's a forgotten child, stop forgetting him.
How many times has this been done? People have thrown for 500 yards multiple times.
The expectation for them every week in and week out, because the one thing, like in football, I'll tell you, man, the duration, the depth of their line may not be there. I mean, week in and week out, the physicality of the game, I don't think at this point they're gel, but I think what he'll do probably year 2, he'll probably get to the bowl game next year, and he'll probably enter that top 15 conversation year 3, and he'll probably be that BCS, playoff team by year 4.
So what's the primary reason, other than, I guess the line's what you're saying, that they can't get to that level this year? I mean, I heard you say 4 games, 5 games. Why can't they do better than that?
So I'm gonna tell you exactly why. If I can go in on my show and say this real quick, Jason. The main reason why I don't think Colorado is ready to get more than 6 wins, more than 5 wins, is because college football comes down to your bigs. Everybody has fast guys on the outside. Everybody has great athletes. Right. If you ain't got big uglies in the middle, you're not winning. Georgia has big uglies. Alabama has big. The teams that win championships have best offensive lineman and defensive lineman.
First of
Okay,
all,
so it starts with the conference. You mentioned two. Now, I'm not a college football guy. I don't
You hate
follow
college
it much at
football.
all. I hate college football. But you named two teams that I know about, which means they're really, really good historically, from
Right.
what I can tell, right? I don't think they got to play those guys until January if they play them, if I'm not mistaken.
And then
And
they'll get beat like TCU.
Well, they
well,
definitely got.
TCU made it to the championship game. That was big for their program. If they
Yo,
get south to Colorado, wouldn't that be huge for them?
Oh,
you
that's monsters for their program, but
like
I
you
don't think
can't.
they'll ever get there.
Yeah.
What would that do for their program?
Oh
Oh,
man, it'll
it
be
would be wonderful.
stratospheric.
It would be
With,
Now
wonderful.
here's the
so
last thing.
Stratospheric plus Prime, what do you get when you put those two together?
I mean, you can't negate what they did, right? But this is a marathon and not a race. So at the end
No,
of
actually, a marathon is a
yeah,
race. It's a marathon,
well,
not a sprint.
it's not 100
But
meters
you were
sprint.
there though. You were
Yeah.
right there in what you
I was
wanted
right.
to
I
say.
was somewhere.
I was with them.
But when
Let's
you have
leave it right there, man. Just saying, I hate everything Dion represents, and we'll move on. Now,
wow.
here's what we're really here for. It is our NFL preview. It's our NFL preview.
Let's go.
We gotta get that done. And before we get into it, right? And here's what I want to do. I want to bring in somebody real quick before we get really into what's happening. Let's do this. Let's pick because everybody was like, oh, women can't talk sports. Women can't talk sports. Women can't talk sports. So let's let a woman come in and talk sports. I'm gonna bring in a very good friend of mine from the Bay Area, and she's amazing, but she doesn't know anything about football at all. She is the most womanly of women. Oh, she just logged off. So here's what we're gonna do. She logged off. She's gonna come right back in. She's gonna pick who wins NFL games solely based
off of their colors.
on their uniform colors. We are
Dear God.
gonna let her come in and choose completely based off of her uniform color. So let me do this real quick. I want y'all to see, because a lot of people are like, does she really know fashion? I'm gonna let y'all see. I'm gonna show just some of her Instagram page. And this is gonna be interesting. I want to make sure I see all of you guys' faces when I share her Instagram page. That's her Instagram page right here. Jason, your face is the best one right now. Jason's face is the best of all the faces. This is what she just wears. This is what she wears for no reason. These are her clothes. This outfit here is what she wore to the Beyonce concert. Her Beyonce concert, first of all, she could either rob somebody.
I'm about to say, I just realized that was a face. I didn't know.
Everybody on mute. I don't even know where you get that. You can't get that from Ross. Yes, Jason, I'm aware. You can't just buy that at Ross. She is one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. We go back and forth. She's an arch enemy. Please, everybody, give it up for the one, the only Dominique Tender Lovings. Y'all show Dominique Tender Lovings.
What's going on, Dominique?
What's going on?
We can't hear you, Dom. Yep, she's still in her Beyonce. Everybody on mute. Try it again, Dom.
Everybody's on mute.
We can't hear you. We hear everybody else.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta raise your speaker up. Yeah, you're thinking.
No, it's fine. My laptop just froze, so I'm like on my phone. So yeah.
Yeah.
No, we can hear you. Make sure your hoes don't call in while we're doing the show. All right.
Oh shoot.
On Do Not Disturb, so that is a possibility because Sydney just texted me.
Shout out to my man Sydney Castillo. So here's what we got, Dominique.
Okay.
We're gonna start off with the first game of the year.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let you see the uniforms.
Okay.
And then you tell me who wins this matchup.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We got the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Led by Patrick Mahomes.
I'm a little biased.
Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to just give you this whole page of his jersey. I'm in my car, so I had this all worked out, but then I ended up having to be at the game. So that really threw me off. These are the Kansas City Chiefs jerseys.
Okay.
All right. A classic color scheme of red and yellow. They might have on the white jerseys, as you can see there. Those are the white. All right.
Yes, I got it.
So you have no idea how they play as a team or any of those things. You just know.
I might know how they have a couple of Super Bowls under their belt.
Okay. There you go. Hey, listen, you brought a
I
belt in. That's fashion
know
related. You brought in a belt.
Hiram used to play for LSU with Odell Beckham back in the day. I know a little
Who
bit
did?
Tyron, but he don't pay for them no more, right?
Oh, Honey Badger. Honey Badger.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Don't
You
say
you
nobody.
called him by his real name. He was like Tyron, like you knew him, like that's your cousin or something.
But that's why I was calling him by his real name. That's what it say Matthew on the back of his jersey. So what else am I supposed to do?
You supposed to
What
call
is
him the Honey.
Okay, I ain't heard nobody say that in a long time. But okay, they're nice. I like the color. It's a variety of blacks on that team. So red complements our skin.
A variety of
Okay,
blacks.
a
We're
variety
talking
of
about
blacks.
race. It's a
All
variety
right,
of blacks.
we're getting canceled after week 1. They're now playing against the Detroit Lions and what they like to call the Honolulu Blue and White.
Okay, so this is really weird because I'm kind of indifferent to black, like to blue on black people and silver. I don't think it's like it has to be a certain hue of blue. So I'm gonna say this is a no for me because I don't like silver. Hence why I didn't wear silver at the Beyonce concert. And blue isn't my hue, and it just washes these people out. I don't
So,
think they're that team either. So yeah, that I'm
so,
gonna say
so based on the pure fact that the Chiefs have a better jersey than the Lions, you are going with who?
I'm going with the Chiefs. They have 2 recent Super Bowls and they honorary, like they down the highway from St. Louis. So that's like our championship.
And
This
blue
is
washes
how
out
women choose who wins the game.
and blue washes out their skin. You got to remember that part,
Yeah,
Cletus.
blue. Sometimes it has to. Listen, it has to be the right hue of blue. I was in a wedding once and I had to wear a blue dress and I thought it was a terrible.
Alpha blue. That's the best blue.
All right, we're gonna go with one last one because this is hilarious to me. Like this is probably the funniest thing that I've ever heard in my life. All right, It's the last one. We're gonna go to only primetime games because you're a primetime woman. All right, and
Cause
prime time has been what we've been discussing today.
yeah, cause it must be the money. Yeah,
Okay, all right, okay. And y'all keep asking why we don't let women on the show. All right, now
what? That's his song, not mine. He said it, not me.
here we go. The New York Football Giants.
Dude.
Okay, so this is a hue of blue,
It's
but
another hue of blue.
like this is a deeper blue, so I can do this. Like I can get with that.
Okay, now this is really gonna test your gangster. All right,
Okay.
because wait till you see
Pick
who they're
right.
playing.
I was coming next. Better pick right.
This based on who they're playing, you're gonna have to pick the lesser of two evils. I believe you're not gonna be ready for this one. All right, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Sunday Night Football. They are playing the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, I'm gonna
Even
go.
more blue.
Okay, so wait, does Ezekiel Elliott still play for the Cowboys?
He does not. The Munchie Chi has moved on.
Okay, from St. Louis, so I would have had to go with that. So I have to go with New York. Okay, the Dallas Cowboys have been lackluster since Deion Sanders had left. Okay, so like
Because prime makes teams better.
yeah, like and I'm sorry, Jason. I know that's your team, but
Wait. How do you know that's Jason's team? We'll move on.
Because
He
you
just
said
said it. He just said it.
as soon as the Cowboys came up.
Oh. So you're choosing whom?
the world is just too small. I want to say that the world is so
Who did
small.
you choose, Dom?
I chose New York.
So the Cowboys, you got the Cowboys winning, and you've got
No,
the
Cowboys
Chiefs.
winning.
She got the Cowboys
I mean, the
winning.
Giants. You got the Giants winning and the Chiefs. Giants and Chiefs. There it
I'm
is.
with
Women,
both of
you
them.
guys have been let into the show. She chose the Giants and the Chiefs. Dom, tell everybody, man, because you got an amazing podcast that I've been on, man. Can you let us know about your podcast and where people can watch it?
My podcast is Whiskey Sour Libations of Conversation. It's not your regular podcast. I know everyone says that, but it's literally us like talking about certain hot topics, things that people wouldn't talk about necessarily either like the month of June. I featured a dad every week on the show that had like different experiences and going into fatherhood. And I also have another podcast called Everyone Needs an Aquarius because y'all do. And
Is that the thing you keep your fish in?
not today. I don't want to say nothing too disrespectful and have what's his face acting a fool later.
Oh yeah, we'll calm down. Yes,
right, we'll calm down. And working on producing a rewatch podcast of Insecure with my sister, as well as something that's in the works. So, and I also have an amazing candle line called St. Angela's. It's a luxury candle line that is small batch hand poured here in my house. So
men would never have a luxury candle line. Like
men have a luxury candle line because it's an untapped market. So like think about dude wipes. I could only imagine like the annual revenue from dude wipes solely because they're marketed to men. It's I'm telling you.
But you have to get men to want to wipe their balls, and that's the biggest problem.
Hey, Cletus, you gotta do a black ice candle and sell it to me.
You want to know what's so funny is that I actually
Hennessy and Black and Mild.
oil for the black ice one. I was just like, oh, this is interesting. But like that's so funny that you said that. But our friend Lawrence Killebrew has a candle line.
He does, and he sells it all to women. Hey man, we thank you so much. I've been on your podcast, and we amazingly talked about why Peggy Hill is toxic. So that's the kind of stuff that you get on her podcast. It's not
I love that one.
Hey man, you got to go check it out. Tell them where they can find it.
You can subscribe on YouTube. It's St. Angela's on YouTube. And I have a playlist of all the episodes thus far. And wherever you podcast. So even and the same thing for the Everyone Needs an Aquarius podcast. I'll send Cleve a link so maybe he can add it to the description of the show. Or text it to you guys. I could probably text it to Jason personally. But yeah.
That's two. That's two.
That's two times.
I tried to help on the first one. That's two.
I'm gonna have to get her off the show. It's going crazy right now. I don't know what's happening.
Funny and like it's like the world is just
so small. Yep.
Listen, and the last time a woman said that to me, I had just pulled my pants down. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dominique.
Chill out.
You're one of my favorite people, Miss Smile Bright 1986, man. I love you. You're amazing. Thank you so much for coming in and telling us how women decide who wins big games. Thanks so much.
That ain't why, but okay.
Yeah. They look at the pants too.
Dominique, tender lovings, man. Everybody needs.
Pick right though.
What's a luxury candle?
No. She picked right.
It's the ones that you don't get at Dollar Tree.
You ain't never seen a luxury candle. They come in like little bows and they all wrapped up, little diamonds on the top of the.
It's the ambiance.
They're ridiculous of what they are. All right, fellas. So now that we've got this woman out of here, let's be men. And let's go ahead, man. And this is something that we'll do every week because football runs the world. Football is the most important sport out of all of them. I don't care what anybody says. I know, Zoe, you're a big basketball guy, but the reality is it's all about football, and it's the most gambled on. Everybody gambles on it. So we're going to go ahead, man, and we're going to pick the games for this week.
Right.
We're going to see who wins. We're going to pick them right now because the season starts in 2 days, and we'll keep the film, and we'll go back, and we'll look and see who was right and who was wrong. So let's go. We're going to go game by game. Week 1 of the NFL as presented by NFL.com. Thursday night, the season opener, Lions and Chiefs. What's everybody got?
The Chiefs, of course.
All right, Slater's got Chiefs. Jason.
What up, though? Detroit.
Wow.
Lonzo.
Detroit.
I'm taking the Lions to win this game. Week 1, right out the gate.
And I'm going. I'll never root for the Chiefs, so I'm going with the Lions as well. All right, so Sunday, let's go down. Panthers or Falcons, real quick, guys. Panthers or Falcons. Starting with you, Slater.
They both are losers, so it could be 0-0. But let's go with I think I'm gonna go with the Falcons, only because my boy Taylor Heineke went there after he left us.
Yeah, Heineke's only a good beer, not a good football player. Jason.
Hey, man, that Panthers offensive line is horrible, man. That's gonna be dirty birds.
Zoe.
I'd take the Falcons at home.
Hey, give me Bryce Young winning his first game as a pro. Texans versus Ravens. I got Ravens. I don't even know why. Matter of fact, we won't even pick that game. I'm just going to go ahead and say everyone chooses Ravens.
Absolutely. Lamar got something to prove. He better win.
All right, here's a good one, man. This used to be a horrible game, but now it's really good. Bengals versus Browns. Slater?
I gotta go with the I gotta go with the Browns only because I don't know what's gonna happen with the Bengals this season based on Joe Burrow and all of that stuff. So I just don't know.
Gotcha. What you got, Jason?
Hey, man, I got Deshaun Watson on the comeback. I got the Browns on this one.
Nice. Zoe?
Bengals, Burrow, be ready.
And I've got the Bengals, and here's what the secret's going to be. They're going to bring out a massage therapist in the third quarter. It's going to just All right, and a game that's great for Little League, Jaguars versus the Colts.
I'm going to go with the Jags just because.
Jason.
I don't like either one of them. I'm going to just go with the Jags.
Indy might not win a game. I'm going Jacksonville.
I'm going Jacksonville, clean sweep. We got the Buccaneers versus you like that? The Vikings. Kirk Cousins. Slater?
Though.
Okay, that's good. Jason?
Vikings. Definitely.
And Alonzo?
Vikings all the way.
I don't know who Slater picked. I'm just going to pretend he picked, just sitting there wide open, mouth wide open with nothing going on. Take him out of the screen. I don't even know what to say about that one, man. That is dangerous. All right, we're gonna slide down. We're just gonna try to go real quick. Titans Saints, guys. Both you can just blurt it out.
That's gonna be a good game. I got
the Saints. I take the Saints.
All right, and I got Titans. 49ers Steelers, another good matchup.
Hey man, I got the Steelers over the 49ers.
I'm going with Brock.
Brock the Rock. I'm going 49ers on this one. And in the game no one cares about, Cardinals and Commanders.
It's going to be a tie. They're both suck.
And the Commanders going to blow them out.
I'm going Commanders as well. I don't even know if the Cardinals will win the game this year. Green Bay and the Bears. The Bears.
The Bears.
I got the Bears over love.
Bears.
What you got?
Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. All right, let's give Slater came back. Let's give him a chance to pick the Commanders.
Came back.
I heard what you said. And all day we're going with the Commanders. And the last one I said was I did go with where were we at the up further? Anyway.
Man, listen, you can't go back and listen. When you freeze, you lose. We got Raiders, Broncos. Of course, the Broncos will be going 16-0. Hey, every year that Sierra's been pregnant, Russell Wilson has played great.
Man, get out of here, dog. Them jokers ain't winning nothing.
All right, so it seems as though Slater again is having some technical difficulty. Let me go ahead. Clearly, your audio is broken. All right,
it's not. I'm going with the Raiders.
All right, we got the concussions versus the Chargers. Who you got? I mean, Dolphins.
Wow. Wow. Hey, I'm sorry. It is crazy that they still letting him play. But anyway, he's going to be drinking through a straw. I'm going with the Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I haven't seen Hawaii get hit that hard since this recent hurricane. All right. The Philadelphia Eagles are playing against Bill Belichick and the Patriots.
You can't throw accusations.
You already know I'm going with Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles win.
Anybody but the Eagles. I'm going to Patriots.
Anybody but the Eagles. We got another game that's on just because everybody has to play. The Rams and the Seahawks.
Seahawks all day.
Seahawks all day. My boy Gino gonna show out this season.
Seahawks all day.
Seahawks beat them bad.
Yeah.
Cowboys and GI men. The G men.
I don't like either one, but I'm going with the Giants. Beat them like an African drum.
I think the Cowboys win this game.
I've got the Giants beating the Cowboys like a 13-year-old man beats his. Well, anyway. All right.
Man, we're gonna beat them Giants like Eric B. Enemy be beating y'all in practice. And y'all be crying about it.
Sheesh. Oh, here we go.
Wow.
Boy. I'm just gonna say I can't wait till the Giants pull this off so I can talk to you next week.
Wow.
Okay.
And in
We
the
be
last one, a
on one.
primetime matchup, Josh Allen Monday night against the new Aaron Rodgers led Jets. Who we got, guys?
I love Josh Allen, but I'm rooting for my boy Aaron. I need them Jets to go crazy.
I'm
He's
going
on my
Bills.
fantasy league.
The
I'm going
Bills,
Buffalo.
baby.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. It's going to be Buffalo, and it's not even going to be close.
Nope.
And that's it, y'all. I see all of you guys putting in there. People pick the Jets. Someone said so much hate your mammy. Well, wow.
Good
Wow, Lakeisha.
gracious.
This is exactly why we don't let women in here. You guys get a moment.
Hey.
Good goo. Well, what do moms have to do with? My
I'm
mom
sure
is
that was a Cowboy fan that said that. That
Oh,
my
couldn't
mom
have
is
been.
sitting comfortably in the cabinet, not hating on anybody. Hey man, thank
Commanders don't
everybody
talk
for
like
tuning
that.
in, man. This is second take. Second gear. We'll be here again next Tuesday, same time. I'll probably be sitting in the car again because I'll be at another baseball game, but that's got nothing to do with nothing. I appreciate everybody for coming in. Dominique, thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for all the soft porn on your IG, man. We really
Whoa, whoa!
all right, so now we're out of here. We are out.
First.
Terrible
There
friend.
there is none up there. Listen, I had to call her, and I told Dominique after 16 years of working in criminal law, when I saw her picture of what she wore to the Beyonce, I said, "Did you have to kill him like that? That was a premeditated murder? You can't just shop for that outfit. That did not come from Temu or Shein. All right, we are out, man. Princess says, "Great show, thank you." Brianne, we're gonna let you come on and be a guest.
Oh shit.
And see, this is why we don't let women on the show. She out there having a whole side conversation. Has nothing to do with the show. Thank everybody for being here, man. Even Dominique, man. We're out. This is second give. See y'all again next week. Share the show. Peace.